Hello, welcome to the video. Now, this is a game I'm really looking forward to playing and have been for a long time, Fable. I just thought I'd put a little video together because I've been a big fan of this franchise for many years and really loved the older games. So yeah, I just thought I would throw together a quick video with what has been confirmed to already be happening with the game and maybe also what to expect for new people who know nothing about these games or the world in general. Now, we know we will be getting this game in February the 23rd next year, which is a bit of a wait, I guess, but not too bad. It will be releasing on Xbox Series SX, PlayStation 5, and also PC. It will be coming straight to Xbox Game Pass day one or so. For anyone who has Game Pass Ultimate, you can play it immediately without buying the game outright if you just want to try it out. The game itself is a full reboot, meaning the game will be acting as a soft reboot of the franchise, giving the game studio a fresh start and basically free reign with what they want to do and what they can bring to Albion, instead of directly continuing from the previous material we've already gotten from like the past three games. I imagine there will be many little callbacks to the old games though for the people who have played them and are well versed in them in those stories. The devs are bound to be heavily leaning into the classic British wit that we came to love with the last three installations, and will apparently be drawing inspiration from shows like The IT Crowd, which makes sense with Richard Iota being cast, and also The Office. Speaking of casting, we now know that Hayley Atwell has been cast as what seems to be the main villain of the game, Isabel, which I was actually surprised by. She's rather a big name, to be fair. Along with her and Richard, there is Matt King, who, if anyone who watched the Peep Show will know, as Superhands, probably one of the most beloved characters from that show, in my opinion. We will also be seeing the return of Jack the Blade, a fan favourite villain. I won't go into too much about him, but you could easily read up about him and his lore online in about 5 to 10 minutes if you wanted to know more. So now, about some gameplay aspects and what's been confirmed already, at least to my knowledge anyway. There will be no more like the simple good and evil, meaning it won't be black and white morality system like the last games. And the physical morphing is also tied to it won't be the same. Instead, players are judged by a reputation cloud that will also be localized to certain areas, and I think NPCs, meaning that every NPC will judge you based off of their own personal values and worldviews, and also like their interactions with you, which basically means one choice can make you popular with one person but hated by the next, which I honestly think sounds pretty cool if they can implement it properly. So the no morphing that I just mentioned basically means you won't grow devil horns or a halo like the old games, based on if you play obviously a more evil character or a good character. With the different NPCs' judgments being added, it also means that if you play a highly ambitious, shrewd, and wealthy character, you may attract more attention from an ambitious NPC like a lord or some such, but to like a humble tailor or like just any shopkeeper, I guess. For example, you may be out of touch, and in that case, the shop prices may be increased around 80% just to spite you. Again, that sounds quite cool. The living population, I think, is around 1,000 or maybe over 1,000 individually voiced NPCs, and each has their own daily routines, relationships, and like persistent memory of your actions. Now, I'm not sure if that means every action you take across the game, or just like involving themselves, or maybe like their village. Also, you can romance and marry every single adult NPC, raise families, manage businesses, even set wages for workers, and purchase almost any house in Albion to live in or manage as a landlord, which I imagine will be a good way to have regular income along with any business you manage. Overall, it seems to be a vastly different to older games in terms of like scale, but also keeping some of the core things that made the games loved by many people. It has been confirmed, at least from like everything I've seen, heard, and like read online, that this will be the first truly open world game in the Fable series, which I'm honestly all for, as long as the world has been handled properly and not just kind of like bundled together or something like a Ubisoft game sometimes has. The combat will be a mixture of like melee, ranged, and magical abilities. Style weaving is what they are seeming to term the combat style, meaning you can instantly chain melee strikes, ranged attacks, and magic strikes together without any delay. Light and heavy combos and parries will also be included. I think I'll leave it there for this video. I was going to go into a lot more detail about what has been confirmed, like as the story of the game so far, but I personally think it's better to play the game yourselves to find that out. I will be anyway, which is honestly why I haven't looked so much into the details other than to make this video. And I probably could have put a lot more in this video, but I don't want to look too much into it and end up spoiling stuff before the game's even released, or I get round to playing it. I don't like doing that for myself, I'd rather just go in blind. But what are your guys' thoughts on the game and what we know so far? What would you like to see added or maybe even taken out from what we know so far? Comment down below your thoughts. I always like to see and hear other people's opinions on this kind of thing. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to the channel for more, and thank you for watching.